Good evening. Right, I've got some feedback. I don't know where. Let me just check my phone. Right. Is that better? No. How does that sound for you? I wonder. That's odd. Let's see how we go. I don't know why it's doing that at all. Everything's turned off on here. Better. That's better. I've knocked my mic back on my laptop. Right. How are we? Welcome to February. My name's Lisa and I'm the face behind Lisa's Loft. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. But I'd just like to share with you. Thank you, my dear. He's brought me a lovely cup of tea. I like to create and share. So every Thursday I do 2 lives, one at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's where I usually do card making or maybe a 3D project. And then on the Thursday evening I do scrapbooking. Now I've seen a scrapbook layout that I absolutely love, and we're going to have a go at that tonight. I can't remember where I saw it. I took a screenshot of the actual picture and I printed it out, but I can't. It was on Facebook somewhere, but I can't remember who it's off. But first of all, let me switch our camera around. Don't forget to pop on and say hello if you are watching. Right, so we're using the Cute as a Bug suite this month. If you don't know, each month I pick a product or a suite of products as my product showcase, and I use those products as much as possible for all my projects for that month. Sometimes for blog hops and that, they might not fit with what's needed, so I have to change it. But for all my lives and just my social media things just to share with you, I do use the product of the month. I do bring in other products, basics that we need. For the first week, I like to try and stick to the products that I've chosen, but sometimes you do need to be like, I'll need to bring cardstock in and basic shapes and stuff, but then as we go on I add more and more stuff to it. Right, so this is the Cute as a Bug suite, and like it says, it's so cute. So we've got these gorgeous stamps and dies. Good evening, Carol, how are you? I saw that you watched on catch up earlier. I've yet to go back and reply to everybody, so thank you to that. So yeah, so that's the stamps and dies. Love these. Lovely simple images, great for colouring. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It really is. I love it. And then we've got dies that cut out a lot of the images, plus they will cut out the images on the DSP, but also there's lots of standalone little images as well, flowers and mushrooms, which are fun. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Then in with that we get these embellishments, and they're little, it seems very dark for some reason. I don't know why, I've got all the lights on. And these embellishments are the little ladybugs, and they are so cute, little resin ladybugs, and just some little clear dots in the 2 sizes. And then we have the gorgeous ribbon. Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you, Carol. Had a few rough days, but you know, I'm okay. I'm feeling a lot better today. But yeah, this lovely trim, and it's old olive, and it's called Speciality Rick Rack. But That's really nice, really soft. It does tie a nice bow. I was quite worried about whether it'd be a bit thick for bows, but no, it's lovely. And then we've got the paper pack, which have got lovely, cute designs, and then some other designs on the back. As you can see, I've been cutting into mine lots. So, scrapbook page we're going to do, I'll show you, is something like this. So we've got our page, and then we've just got lines of paper and ribbon, and then we've got 16 squares, which they've just put little bits in. And I just wanted to take that idea of the squares with lots of different bits that we can stamp and die cut, and then just a few little photos around it. That's something a little bit different. So I'm torn. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Good. I've quite fancy doing something very similar to that in those bright colours, but I thought it would be nice for this as well. I'm torn which to use. I'm kind of thinking this. I know it's quite bold, but for the fact that it would be a picnic blanket, tablecloth, picnic, and then all the little animals have come onto the picnic. And I thought then I could get photos of us having a day out somewhere. Thought that'd be nice. This I like because it's quite soft. But yeah, I've just talked myself into this piece for that reason. Right, let's have some tea. I've got a very dry mouth. I've just eaten some of my tea. Time went on, so I ordered us pizza. And yeah, it got some spices to it. So I might actually do some of that on it. We'll have some of that one because I love that one. What else have we got? Kind of thinking some of that because I don't want it all just plain. I want some with the fancy and some of that one as well, I think. So we need 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. We can use a piece of the back of that. Or I might just use some clear, some plain. Yeah, I'm just going to do the one of them, and then I'm just going to use some plain strips, I think, rather than using all paper. I think it'll be nice. All right, I'm just going to cut some strips. And if I think so, we've got 12. Now I want about an inch either side, so that's 10. Split into 4. Is 2.5, isn't it? Yeah. So every 2.5 we'll have, and that'll give me, yeah, I like that. So I'm going to cut this at 1/2 inch. I think 1/2 inch would be too much. 1/4 of an inch. Maybe 3/4. I think 1/2 inch is too much, but 1/4's not quite enough to see. Yeah. So we'll have 1/2, 1/4 inch. What did I say? So it's 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, because quarter's not quite big enough and half's too big. So we'll have 2 of that one because I want to use the reverse. But that one's actually better. So we'll swap that over. And then use a bit of this. I think I'm just going to cut it. I might change my mind on what I'm using. 3/8 of that. And then I'm going to have one of the ribbon, at least one ribbon, which will be nice. So I need one more. And I think I'm going to try cloud cover, no. Orange, no. I'm wondering about bringing in some Blackberry Bliss. Brought all my colours out that are in the paper, but keeping it toned in with what we've actually got there. That'll go quite nice. I like to use the back actually. Yeah, the back will look a bit pinky. We'll go with the dark because we've got that there. Because all the others are quite light on the tone. But I think because we've got Blackberry Bliss there, and that's quite a solid colour, we'll get away with that. Right, so now I want to cut all these down to 10 inches. So how are things going, Carol? Hope they're all going well. Having lots of hugs and kisses. Sure you are. I'm off to visit my dad tomorrow. Me and Hayden are going just for the weekend. He's popped the house on the market now, so need to go and fetch what I want out the house. I'll go that way. I like having the extra bit of B on there. Perhaps shouldn't have cut these. It'd have perhaps been better torn on the edges, but I can do that. So we only want them around 10. They haven't all got to be exactly the same. And then we can cut a piece of this. So I'll chop that in. It's got a nice bit of fray to it when you cut it. A bits that weave in and out. Let's chop that around the same length. Oh my gosh. I really didn't cut that well. Okay. Now, as you know, I'm not big on measuring exact. As long as it's thereabouts, I'm good with it. So let's just lay some of this out and see what it looks like. You're doing okay. Yes, cuddles on Tuesday or maybe tomorrow. Can't wait to drive and get to see them all. They're only about 30 minutes. Oh, that would be nice. Yes. Yeah. How long do you think it'll be before you can drive again, Carol? Is it just as and when you feel like it? Right, so let me just tear these, but they're not quite so uniformed. Some of them I'm tearing straight across, some of them are going at an angle. Right, this one I'm going in the middle. Not till you've had your 6-week check with consultant. Oh, and then if he says you can. Oh, well, fingers crossed. Yeah. I suppose it's different for different things. I know when I had the last operation I had really was I had an ectopic pregnancy. And of course I couldn't drive to oh wow, couldn't have got that more central, could I? Couldn't drive to begin with, but then they said as soon as I felt ready to, that I could. Right, I'm going to use tape for this. So I want to give, that'll be at the 5, that'll give me my inch. And yeah, I'm measuring. What is wrong with me? Around there to there. And again, 5. That gives me that inch either end. Cat hairs again. Right. There we go. I'll pop this on down there, just loosely. I don't want to pull it. I just want it to naturally lie. I'm okay that it's all fraying a little bit. Oh, bless you. They thought my daughter's was ectopic at first because she had pains. But yeah, it's not nice. They kept telling me it was early pregnancy pain and to just take some paracetamol because I'd got an appointment for in the next couple of days at the early pregnancy clinic because things had all been a bit odd. And yeah, they were saying, it's just early pregnancy pain. And I was in the shower and never known pain like it. So I went the next day because they told me just take paracetamol, and yeah, that's when they found it was ectopic. They had me in there and removed it straight away. I think we'll have that one, and then we can have that in the middle, and that and that. Yeah, but it's not nice. But I only recently found out. Why did I find out? Oh, because I'd gone through early menopause, but then I had a bleed. Sorry to those of you that are watching this that don't want to know. And they sent me for tests, and they'd removed my ovary and my fallopian tube, which I wasn't aware of. I suppose I should have known, really. But yeah, didn't realise. The doctor said to me on the phone, "You've had it removed." I was like, "Have I? Really? That's news to me." Right, are we halfway there? Yep. Right. About there. And about an inch either way. But it's one of those things, isn't it? I'm a great believer of what's meant to be is meant to be. And I obviously wasn't meant to have any more children. And I must say, in some ways, I'm quite glad. Don't think I could have coped with having more than Hayden. Right. I'm going to make that square about the same size. About an inch and a half. Or 2.5, I mean. Inch and a half. Yeah. And about. Pull it down a little bit. There we go. Can't pull it too much because it's started to stick. There we go. And our final one, which is this one that way. And pop that right in there. Okay, excellent. So we've got our grid. Then I'm going to cut a couple of pieces for where I'll have my photo. Now they are going to be little photos. I'm thinking if I make them, see, 2 by 2 will fill it. So I'm going to do it 1 3/4 square. Just grab a piece of basic white. We've got a piece in here somewhere. And there we go. On stage is, I believe it's 13th, 14th, that weekend of March. So yes, very excited about that. 1 3/4 inches. I need to start saving some money. Yeah, that's nice. 1 3/4 inches. So we've got a couple of photos just in random. I'm going to do a third, so I don't know if I'll use 3. But as I've got a piece of paper big enough, I shall do one. I think my husband's having a bit of a coughing fit. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm gonna stuff it a bit.
He's not been very well. He's full of cold. Am I going with that? Yes. I usually go with my upline, Louise, but she's not coming this time. It'll be strange. Never done one without her. I'm travelling with Cheryl Diana. So I'll be travelling down with her and over with her, and then meeting up with Emma Goddard, Sarah Sayers, Heather Thomas, lots of others. Barry and Jay. We're all in, some of us are in the same hotel, some of us are in different, but we're all near enough in the same area, so we'll all meet up and walk together. But yes, I'm quite excited. I've decided I'm not doing swaps again. I was going to, but decided no, not going to. Right, so my journaling, I'm going to put on a piece of, decide what colour I fancy using. It's going to be the light side of whatever I use. And I have got a little bit of Daffodil Delight in there, but not sure about. I could go Old Olive. Look quite nice. It will be fun. Yes, it will be. I think I'm going to go Old Olive, light Old Olive. And see what that looks like. And then see if I've got a piece. Here we go. Got this little piece here. That is nowhere square. But hopefully it'll just be big enough. So let's see, 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Oh, excellent. So yeah, this piece won't have lots of journaling on, but it'll have some. I'm going to put my journal in there. I'm wondering whether to make that lift upable. No. I'll have that on there in the centre. I'm going to stick these down for my photos. And that's my phone buzzing. I've got it set for in the day to go on Do Not Disturb when I do my live. But I keep forgetting to do it. It's a bit, I'm going to put it there. And that'll look a bit better than there and it be a bit too uniform. Right, so we've got those. Now's the fun that we can start to die cut some pieces out, stamp and cut pieces. So I think we need to do some stamping first. I've got this piece here. I have my stamping mat here. We will stamp and die cut, stamp and colour lots of bits. This one. And then we can die cut some as well. Right. Now I did a silly thing today and I pulled my stamp and ripped it. Right, I'm going to use my positioning tool. And then I can stamp them all in one. I'm going to line it up to the one. Put it up to there. Line it up to the one and stick my magnets on. Then I'm going to pop that on there. And we'll have a flying bee. So we've got ants, a flying bee, a reading ladybug. That's got a hair. A sitting beetle, I think it is, or it might be a pill bug. I think it's a beetle. Yeah, my large caterpillar, look. Oh, it's stuck together. It's that sticky, it's stuck together, so I'm not going to pull it apart. We'll have some flowers. And we've got one for the mushroom, a die for the mushrooms, I think. Yeah, so we'll have the mushrooms. There we go. And then I can pick them all up at once on here. You watch, they'll stick and pull the card up. Yeah, because I haven't used some of them. That's okay, because we can, where we need it. Right, memento. Oh gosh. Do you know, I keep saying I'm going to move my ink, because my inks are at the back of my desk. So I'm going to bring them forward because I have struggled reaching. But I like the fact that they're out the way in the space that I get. It means I would get less space. And no matter how big our desk is, we fill it, don't we? I mean, I started off with this desk and then I've added trolley, 3 trolleys, as well as all the stuff in my desk. Right. I did say earlier that my memento needs re-inking, and of course I forgot. All right, then. Oh, just touch that. That wasn't very clever. See edge of that flower. Right, here we go. So pop that on there. Give it a nice press down. So this is fab for doing lots of things together like this. Perfect. Because it means I can do them all in one. Don't have to hold a big block, which I used to struggle using too big a block. Right, I'm just going to put that back on there. I will wash it after, or clean it after. I have got my chamois, but if I want to use it again, I can. Right then, let's do some colouring. So we'll do our green. We'll go in with Old Olive for our green. And like today, I'm just going to do some basic shading on it. I'm not super petite on my shading. As long as it's got some on there, I'm quite happy. I'll just shade that out. Lay some colour, and then we can just keep going over where we've put that dark, blend it in, and not going quite so far up every time, and it'll blend it out then. Okay. Same again this side. I've got a squeak squeak. You can't really see what I'm doing, can you? Just bring it down slightly. Just put a bit of dark and then fill it all in. The light. Blend it out. We don't get a harsh line, just keep going over and it'll blend. There we go. And then on this, what I do is a tiny little bit just down in the bottom. And a bit on that, flicks up so it blends it out nice. There we go. That's our Old Olive. These I want them to leave them white, but I do put a little bit of smoky slate. Can't reach my pens now. Now I need to be careful because today it blobbed. Of course, I haven't used it for a while. It had a blob of alcohol. So all I'm going to do on here, you'll see I turn my card constantly. I'm just going to put a little bit just down them edges. Because when things are white, they're not perfectly white, are they? They have a little bit of colour to them. And then I'm just going to use the colour lifter to blend that out. And then that just gives a little hint to that edge. It just gives them a little bit of dimension. Okay, right. Toadstools and ladybug. So Poppy Parade and light black, like basic black. I think we'll go light crumb cake and ivory. Right, so let's do our mushrooms. Toadstool. Oh, I don't want a mush. Yeah, I'm gonna have them as mushrooms. I'm gonna go pecan pie actually. So I'll just have a little bit of dark pecan pie where they're in the shadow. There's not much blending to do on these really because they're not large enough to show. It just gives that little bit. Crumb cake, light crumb cake for the stems. And then for the underneath of that one, I'm going to use ivory. Okay, beautiful. Right, caterpillar, petal pink. I'm going to do this a little bit different to how I did it earlier. I'm going to saturate it with ivory. I think it might be a little bit easier. I think I need a new ivory. This is probably my most used colour. I do use it a lot. Then in with the dark, just around the edges and down where his sections are. Okay, and then blend it out with the light. And then I just want to leave some of it so it is just the ivory. There we go. And grab the ivory again just to go over its wrong end so we haven't got such a stark line. I don't mind that being a little bit darker because it's right at the bottom, so it would be darker from shade. Okay, a little bug, ladybug, a little bit of super dark there and under the book and maybe just down there. And then nice bright red. There we go. Right. We're going to go Daffodil Delight. for the bee. And I don't use the bush end, which is why they're all afraid, because I use it for flicking. Hayden goes mad at me because he prefers to use the bush end. And then a little bit of dark under there and there. Now, I have brought the black, but I think I'm going to leave all the faces white. Just going to have a look at what they've done on the actual paper. Oh, they've done them grey and black. I'll have to see how dark this is. See, I think that's too black. That's proper, even though it's light. So we haven't got... It's going to have to be smoky slate. So I'll go dark. Light basic black for all the dark pieces. I'll go light smoky slate. That's quite dark. And then we can just put a touch of dark smoky slate just to tone that in. There we go. That's his body. His face, I'm just going to go dark and then light, only going over it once. Gone over it twice. Hopefully you can't see, but I can still see the face on it. So that's fine. As it dries, it'll dry a little bit lighter. Right, the bee, the same. Make sure I've got the dark first. And then over it with the light. I'll keep blending that out first. There we go. That's better. I just want to grab the light pool party just to give the wings a little bit of colour. It's a new pool party, so it seems quite dark actually. Right, our beetle and our ants. So I think our beetle, I'm going to do, we'll do it pumpkin pie. No, that's not pumpkin pie, pecan pie. And again, around his head with some dark. And then with the lights. Okay. And then I'm going to go light with crumb cake. I'm just going to bring in some other colours so that they're not all the same colour. I think that just gives that a different tone then. Dark pecan pie again around here and under here where he's sitting down, and then just up. There we go. And with the light, and then the underside of his wings, I'm just going to do dark. Okay. Right, ants. I'm going to have some ready brown ants. I'm going to bring in Cajun craze, the bronze. Now I'm experimenting here. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm going to do wrong end. Dark Cajun Cajun craze along the bottom and up around here. Bronze, no, bronze, and that will give it a darker, more reddy tone underneath. I mean, you can honestly do these any colour you like. If you wanted pink and purple, you do pink and purple. In fact, I think next time I am going to do my own colours. It's blending a bit more. Okay, like that. Then the others are all going to be pretty much the same. Wrong teeth, mate. All day. All day. I haven't been able to speak. I don't know why. But most of you know what I mean, so we're fine. He can have a bit less ready. And there. Make sure it's blended out. It is darker. And then this little wee chap, I'm going to go light Cajun craze. With all of it. In fact, that's a really nice ant colour. And then just, I should have just done it the same, but just done Cajun craze, not the bronze. Because, yeah, I like them that colour as well. There we go. Fabulous. Right, so we've got the book, the trumpet. Trumpet will do dark. Daffodil Delight. The flag will have light Blackberry Bliss. And I'm not adding shading on these. And I think we'll do the book Blackberry Bliss as well. Again, no shading. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you know, Just go over that spine so it's a little bit darker. Right. Oh my gosh. Should have got a tub. But always. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Right, now we need to die cut these. So I think I'm going to need some more washi tape. I need a swig of tea. I will move you back up. So I hope that didn't affect you too much. Right. Goes that way better. Right then. Dies. Let's grab these. I've got quite a few things to be placing about. We've also got some mushrooms and that I can cut out. It's not a quick page tonight, I'm afraid. Taking a little bit longer than norm, but that's okay. That's not that one, that's that one. That's why it won't line up. It's not the right one. Okay. Flying what's up, bee, whatever it is. I just think they're so cute. This washi tape is so old. Don't even know where it come from. It's terrible. It's sticky, but it just keeps splitting. That can go on there. And then we'll do one more. This one. That'll do. Right. Let's run that through. Nice and simple to get through that. I do love our cut and emboss machine. I've had lots of machines. Manual and electric. And I have to say, this is my favourite. For me, I find it the easiest to use. I like the weight of it. It is heavy, yes, but I like that weight to it. I love the fact it folds up to be compact. But yeah, ease of use is the main. I just find it so easy to run things through. And having the mini machine as well is just fabulous, because it means I don't have to get this large machine out if I don't want to. I can just use that one for little things. And it cuts just as well. Right. Line that up with all the little feet in the holes. Oh, and I've knocked it. Oh no, yep, there we go. And mushrooms. You find it easier to use than yes, yeah. This is a lot smoother and easier. But I wouldn't be without my mini. And I find it easier when I'm on live because it takes up less room. But it's handy having a larger machine to do multiples. All right. Oh, my mushrooms. Just pop those back on there so that I don't lose them. Nothing worse than losing a die. I keep saying I want to get one of those magnetic dishes so that when I'm doing this, I can just pop them in there and know that they're safe. Right, let's have a look what we've got here then. So we've got him, and we've got a flower, we've got our bee, and we've got some little bugs. Can have those together if we want to, or we can have them separate. Our ants need to go on together really, don't they? Which they can be processioning along there like that. Mushrooms. Then I want some little words, sayings, and then I'm going to cut some mushrooms and that out. I don't think it needs a lot more, just a few more things. I think that's enough for the actual images like that. And I think some die cut flowers of mushrooms on, and a title, which I was going to stamp hello friend, but I'm thinking that the alphabet a la mode be just right, and I'm wondering what I've already got cut. So I can just grab some black of these. Not sure if that's a U or a V. I think it's a V. And an M. I thought we could just have a yum yum. Another M. I've got cloud cover actually that perhaps be quite nice. I'll see what we've got. I know I've cut loads of, like I said, I think that's a V, not a U. Where's? Yes, that's a V. The U's a bit more rounded. I need another J, which isn't a letter I use a lot. So you would think I'll have another J in here. Oh, there's a Y. A U. Ah, there's another one. And a black one, another black one. Right, so I just really need a J. 2 J's. No, I need Y. Ah, see? I need Y's. That's an L. I do know how to spell really. Honestly. Give me a Y. Please give me a Y. There's one. Give me another Y. Goodness gracious. I think I'm going to get me a box and separate all these letters into different letters rather than having them all just in a box together. There's a Y. Excellent. Right, put that away. We can have a yum yum. Not bothered about these being perfectly lined up, and I might pop them. You wondered why I said J? Because that's the way my brain's working. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have that other yum somewhere different. I think we'll have it there. So we've got yum yum. That's it. And like I say, I don't want them level because I don't think it warrants them being level. No, there's me trying to peel the back off it, and this one hasn't got any backing on it. Some of them have got adhesive sheets on the back. That one hasn't. Not this one. Oh, this one has. Though sometimes it takes me longer to get the adhesive sheet off than it does to faff with glue. See, I like it quite messy. The yum yum. Oh, it's got adhesive sheet. And I'm going to stick these down, some of these down. Okay, we'll have ants there. I am just going to keep all this flat, I think, today. And that's the way I feel. Bringing up the rear, saying, come along, boys. A couple of dots of glue on these. I'm going to raise him up because he's larger and he's easy to do. You cut some once on a live with adhesive backing but forgot and stuck them down with glue. Yeah, I've done that too. It's easy done though, isn't it? Really easy done. You forget. Have those on there. He's reading there. I'll plop him down like so. He's going to fly. Run out of large dimensionals. So I'll use some minis. Whew. Is it me? Well, yeah, why I'm asking you. I was going to say, is it me or is it gone warm? How would you know? Oh dear. Right, he's going to fly in there. Right. So, put that away. Let's cut some mushrooms. I think we need some of these mushrooms. And then a flower. Right, so what I'm going to do is cut these out of very vanilla. Both fit on there. Yeah. I'm not going to keep moving my thing. I'm going to cut them just over here. The detail in these are fabulous. Look at those. Gorgeous. Right. And then what I'm going to do is bring in my scrap. And then I want, what do I want? Oops. Dropping everything here, trying to find what I want. Poppy Parade. And a bit of pecan pie. Let's grab a dauber. Move over slightly. Grab those in the bin. Right, Poppy Parade. I'm just going to add colour onto there. And then onto this one. Like so. It's more down there. Give it a bit of smoosh. There we go. And then put that back. And then pecan pie, which I've used my old Sahara sand for. Just throw some of that on there. Whoops. Just to add some colour. And it also adds a bit of texture to them, with it just being vanilla. A bit flat. As if you add a bit of daubing or a bit of blending, stops them being quite so flat. Right. I think can add those. Don't want them there because of that one. I'm going to add them here. Oh, actually, he'd be nice sitting under them, wouldn't he, reading? Yeah. Right, let's glue these on. So that one's going to go out. So I'm going to put this one on first. Like so. And then I am going to lift this one slightly. But what I'll do is just lift the top and glue the bottom. Like that. He's sitting under there. Fabulous. Right. I'm liking that. So I want something to go here. In fact, I think I'm just going to draw lines on there so it shows that it's for my journaling. I'm just going to use It's a bit thick. The base is black. I have got my little pen. Might even try and find a little title. Do I want a title? Like a little, see, put this here. I think I need a new pen. Better. That just shows, it looks a bit odd with just a green square. It shows that it's for journaling. And I mean, I can even, when it comes to it, cut another one and stick it over the top with my actual writing on it. Right, we've got in here some little ant feet. I'm sure they're ant feet. Stamps. Yeah, they are. And I want to stamp some of these around. And I'm not worried about them being perfect. I just want some little bits about ant feet. Don't have to be ant feet, do they? They can be whatever feet. They're just some feet. Footprints. Walking across. There we go. Just brings a little bit of extra into there. And then we've got this flower, which I love. Lovely little flower. So we want some old olive. Piece of old olive for the stem. And we will do Daffodil Delight. What have I got in here pre-cut actually? No, they're watercolour. No. Yeah, we'll do Daffodil Delight. Oh, Crush Curry. That'd be a bit different, wouldn't it? And we go. Just run these two through. I'm aware that I'm running way over. And I don't want to be much longer. This video turns too long then. I normally like to keep them to around an hour, but this has taken a little bit longer. All right. Daubers, just to give this a bit of life. Old olive and crushed curry. So, old olive. And my old olive, it's got a load of Winkestella in it. There we go. That just gives it a little bit of shading. Don't want a lot at all. All right, crushed curry. just a hint. Come on. Thank you, Carol. You can have him flying away from that flower. So let's glue that on there. I love this little flower. Come on. And that sits just nicely on there. And we can pop some glue on there. There we go. Fab. Put that away. Try and keep a little bit of tidiness around me. There's not a lot because, yeah, I've made a major mess today. In here, I do have some bits that I die cut today and the other day, which I think I'll just make nice little extras just to pop around. I've got some little fruits, quite fancy having down here to tie the fruit in. Right, you've been making a mini album of Ellie using Storybook Friends, but my next one will be... Oh, excellent. I'd like to see that when you're done, Carol. I was going to make a mini album with this, but I just haven't got round to it. And I'd have to buy another pack of paper, which isn't such a hardship really, but I'd like to buy something different. Right, that one up there, like so. That brings in the berries. Some of these flowers down here. These are watercoloured, and they're from another projects I've done. Doesn't want to stick. I just a bit of watercolour on. Just normal cardstock. I didn't worry about using watercolour card. Tuck that behind there. Wonderful. That just grounds that a little. We'll have this one on here. And we can have him here. I've got another red one for him. There we go. And I've got this little tiny dragonfly, which are so tiny, but so cute. That can be flying off from there. Another little yellow flower head there. What else we got? Oh, butterfly, crushed curry butterfly. Go in there. And then a couple of more purple flowers. or blackberry bliss flowers, should I say, around here. Right, I think that's all she wrote. Couple of gems, and we are done. Right, where are somewhere in this mess I had these. Let's get rid of some of this rubbish. Yes, I know. Is it nearly time? It is nearly feeding time. So we can have some ladybirds as well. You'll share it on a live soon. Oh, excellent. I love making mini albums. I'll have a ladybug there. Ladybug there. Peek in there. And a ladybug over here in these flowers. There we go. Job done. I'm really quite happy with that. I think you could go more if you wanted to. I think if I did anything else, I'd die cut some of the little images out of the paper rather than having multiples of the same. Thank you. Yeah, die cut some out the paper. I think I might just add a little bit of Winker Stella onto these. Give those a little bit of glitz. And around the top of our mushrooms, toadstools, whichever. That's a bit red now. And just on our flower there. And there we go. Just gives it that little bit extra. Yeah, really pleased with that. If I went back, I think this paper I like. I wanted it because of it looking like a picnic rug. But I think what I'd do is put a piece of vellum over it to tone it down a little bit so that these stuck out that little bit more. It looks totally different on camera to what it does in real life. They stand out more in real life than on my screen. Maybe it's because my screen's so small that I'm actually watching it on. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I'd do a vellum square over it. But we live and learn, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, it's just having a play, giving things a go, and seeing where it takes you. So, thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration to do with the cute as a bug and different ways of colouring them in and adding colour to things. And yeah, things don't always have to be totally perfect. Yeah. So thank you again. I'm going to go and get me a nice hot cup of tea now because mine's finally gone cold. But thank you very much. And I wish you all the best, Carol. And I shall speak to you all soon. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Speak to you all soon. Thanks very much. Bye.